What's up, War Report family? I'm your host, C Dub. Vegas just recently released its over and under win totals for the SEC East Division. And all the fellas are here to weigh in on exactly how many wins each team will get in the 2023 season. And we definitely want to hear from you. We discuss some other Auburn news as well in the latest edition of the Midweek Rapport. Let's get to it. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Midweek Report, courtesy of AuburnSports.com. Guys, please be sure to support them by heading over there to check out their content. We definitely want to show love to JG Tate and those fellas for doing what they do. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, guys, for making Auburn or the War Report your source, guys, for checking out this Wednesday evening. We want you to do us a favor. Share this content, y'all. Got a great discussion tonight. Do that. Social media, that's Facebook, that's Twitter. Use the hashtag, add us, smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, we got some great content. Ike is in the film room going ham, crazy. A lot of new players, but 20 new faces on this roster out of the portal alone.
And that's just since yesterday.
Ike, you're gonna be busy, man. We want you guys to get busy and find out how you can get this content. Tell them how to do that, sir.
You got to become a member. That's the only way to get it in its totality. Now, I have been dropping a few little gems out there for those that are not members. I will continue to do that for our non-members. But if you want to get the real, the full breakdowns, I'm going to be doing some deep dive stuff over in the membership area. If that's your thing, if you like watching film, if you like just learning more about the sport that we love, which is football, I'll be doing basketball stuff too. You got to become a member. Patrons get the on-demand content. Members can be a part of the live stream. If you are a member and you want to gift the membership, this is a great way to get other people involved in what we got going on. We appreciate everybody who continues to do the gifted memberships. Hopefully you guys will lock in with us in that way as well. Outside of that, man, we like to give stuff away. We're going to give away a mug. So hashtag get your weight up in the comment section if you want to be able to get yourself a mug. We'll give that away right around the 1 hour mark. So Facebook people, sorry, you won't get an opportunity to win that if you drop your hashtag over there. But come on over to YouTube and you can be a part of it on this side of things. But let's get to it.
Well, guys, listen, tonight, Auburn baseball, the number 5 seed takes on the number 4 seed, Vandy, at 8 p.m. Central Time in Hoover. The Hoover Met, the SEC tournament. Last night, number 13, Auburn defeated Missouri 10-4. Started off a little slow, but those bats got warmed up. Auburn ended up improving to 34-19 and 1 overall, winning its 9th consecutive conference game. According to AuburnSports.com, it's Auburn's first SEC tournament win since 2019. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, they have not done well in the first round of the SEC baseball tournament traditionally. So this is big. This is big for them.
Yeah. Speaking of big, Cole Foster hit a major 3-run shot in the 4th to put Auburn up. Auburn led the rest of the way. Bryson Ware finished them off in the 8th with a 2-run shot, and that was actually his 22nd home run of the season. Again, Auburn hasn't won the SEC tournament in 25 years, and they're vying to host for the 2nd consecutive year a home regional with a strong showing in this tournament. Mike G, you've been keeping up with Auburn baseball. Your thoughts on tonight, or basically give me your thoughts on what you saw last night and what you're thinking about tonight.
Boy, Cole Foster sent that ball to eternity. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that thing
416 footer, I think.
that thing disappeared into the void in Hoover.
He was angry when he hit it. So.
Yeah, and then no wait, can we talk about this umpire for a second? Chasing him down the first baseline, bro. Like no chill, right? He did not pass the vibe check. It was like, and it wasn't as if he was even showing up the other team. He turned to his dugout.
Yeah.
And was like, right? And I'm just like, you just hulked that ball out over the right field wall. I mean, it was like instantly it was gone. Yeah. Like, I don't, the
only question was whether or not it was going to stay fair. Like, he hit the ball so hard.
Yeah, it was like, yo, dude, there are few things in sports sweeter for an athlete than hitting a ball that pure. I mean, he got it on the meat of the bat. Perfect swing.
Pause.
Like, I mean, really, Brian.
It wasn't me this time. I wasn't even thinking pause.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, it was a perfect swing. And the sound that it made was so pure. Yeah. And it just rocketed out. And, in the feeling, if you've ever hit a baseball and hit that right part of the bat.
Never.
I mean, it feels, when you hit it wrong, when you hit it off the tip, when you hit it too far up the handle.
Yeah.
Relax.
That was the one.
Relax.
That was the one. If you was going to do one, that was the one.
I'm not even trying.
Relax.
There's literally no way to avoid it.
I don't know how to have this conversation.
You can't.
Without
you just
Brian
keep going.
being a 2-year-old.
Oh my God.
It was so pure.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on from the hit. Anyway, so the idea here is Auburn is currently on a 9-game winning streak, which ranks 6th in the NCAA right now. The only teams with winning streaks longer than Auburn are Oral Roberts, Grand Canyon University, GCU, they're out in Phoenix, Glendale, Arizona, Clemson, Quinnipiac, and Virginia. Auburn is on fire right now. So, Vandy, I think it'll be a little bit of a tougher game, but what I've been saying about Auburn baseball is hitting has not been their problem all season. It's been the bullpen, and it's been unforced errors in the field.
Yeah.
Wild pitches, and look, Mizzou had a really bad one last night where the center fielder ran up. He misjudged it completely. And it went over his head, and it was like, oh, man, that's why I knew they weren't going to win. I was like, if you're doing stuff like that, this is over.
They imploded pretty quickly.
Yeah. So 4 straight against the same team. Law of averages, nuts. Auburn should have lost at least one of those games.
Yeah.
Right? And they beat – when I saw Missouri, I was like, damn.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I don't know. I just – 4 in a row is tough. It's tough to beat the same team 3 times in a row. 4 in a row is
4 in a row, man. Come on. Right. And then technically on a neutral field, I mean, obviously there are more Auburn fans there than Missouri fans. But right now, Auburn Auburn baseball is on an incredible streak, and Butch deserves a ton of credit. Right. I'm hearing that Mississippi State is going to make a pretty strong push for him in the offseason. They've wanted him for a while. He rejected their overtures the last time they came after him. And hopefully Auburn recognizes what a phenomenal coaching job this is, and they drop the bag again. Or I just think this deserves to be rewarded. This team was not expected to do much this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially after the way the season
started. Yeah. And they had to pull it together, and the bats came alive, and they found a pitching rotation. They had to overcome injuries to some of their best pitchers. And look where they are right now, man. And pulling it off in impressive fashion. Right. There's a belief. There's something about a belief being around a team that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. And this team has that belief right now that they can win any game, that they're never out of it. Good luck to the rest of everybody who has to play them moving forward. So making the College World Series, Final 16 again would be an incredible feat for Butch with this squad. And that's not to say that I think these guys are not good. There's talent there. It just was not expected to come together the way it has at the end of this season. And I don't think there was any indication at the beginning of the season they were going to do that. No. So this is they're fun to watch, man. If you haven't been to an Auburn baseball game, highly recommend. It is fun. And the everybody's talking about the Vandy Whistler that's going to be there tonight. Apparently, he's somewhat of a villain.
AKA annoying as hell.
Yeah, right. I will tell you, one of the most impressive things about the Auburn baseball experience is the Auburn hard hat guy. Right? He is walking around every game, and his voice booms so loud, and he just does not stop. And I hope he's there and starts yelling every time the Whistler stands up. It should be a lot of fun. Game starts at 9 Eastern, I believe. So we'll be that's 45 minutes from now. So all eyes will be on that. The game didn't get over to almost 1 o'clock yesterday. So hopefully they can run roll them by the 7th or something. Who knows? But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to watching them.
I actually saw Wesley's comment, and I was already thinking it. But our new athletic director is a baseball guy, Mike.
Right.
So even though Mississippi State may be eyeballing our current coach, what is the likelihood that our AD recognizes his importance and put something in place?
Our previous AD was a baseball guy, which is, I think, why the overtures were rejected. He's like, I understand the importance of this sport, even if Auburn's fandom is just now catching up with it. So, and Cohen was the director, the athletic director at the school who was making the overture. So it was like, he was the one doing the coaxing. Now he's got to do the one doing the, hey, please, baby, stay type of situation. So,
So, I mean, listen, just tell him that we're not re-signing Under Armour, and I'm sure he'll stay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know their softball peers are going through it right now, but I think Butch deserves a ton of credit for galvanizing this team the way he has down the stretch. They're giving me 2019 Auburn basketball vibes right now.
Came together mid to late season.
Man, and just
hit a run.
Went on a run during the tournament, the SEC tournament.
Hot at the right time.
We got to see how they finish up. They finish this tournament off in a favorable fashion. Then I'm with you there.
For the record, in my conversation with George Nunnally, who was the SID of baseball, during the Missouri series, prior to one of the games, we had to talk about what it would take for Auburn to host a regional. His belief was they needed 4 games between the Missouri series and the tournament in Hoover. They swept Missouri, and they got the first game against Missouri in the tournament. So they should have already done enough by his estimation to be a host of a regional. Right?
But if I'm not mistaken, John Cohen is the director that's over scheduling for that, right? Like he's over the committee that does that schedule.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. But
somebody can fact check me on that, but I think that's true.
They felt like 4 games was the magic number, and they got those 4 games. So obviously beating Vandy tonight, I think, would just solidify it. Like, how can you not give a regional to a team on a 10-game winning streak?
Yeah.
Right.
They're the hottest team in America right now, hands down. I don't know how anybody would argue that.
Wesley Hilson says that I'm correct in that, and he would know.
All right, let's get that home cooking going.
Wesley is definitely our information guy, so that has been verified. Gentlemen, let's get to some of the comments. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and commenting. Definitely, we appreciate the super chats. We actually will definitely see those. Daniel Moultrie, you've asked this, but we got a super chat from Auburn Dad for Life. So this morning, Locked On War Report Wednesday, Mike, you talking about Dumas offer being pulled. I had thought that maybe they're saving for a running back in case Hunter's situation goes south.
Listen,
your thoughts on this.
What I think is happening here is that there was a thought that they wanted this kid, but there were some other things that maybe were in the works, and they've added so many pieces. This team, they're actually worried about scholarship limits. So we don't know that an offer was actually made.
So as I understand it,
right,
they made an offer to him like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And he was mulling it over. And in the interim, we had a situation that they needed to go get another wide receiver. And so they went and signed a receiver. And so now we're at our scholarship limit again. So it wasn't available anymore when he came back saying, hey, I do want to do it. And they're like, well, we kind of already gave that spot to somebody else now.
I don't think, to answer this question, Auburn Dad, I don't think the Hunter situation is...
I don't think it's related. Yeah.
Yes, related. I don't think there's a calculus being made. Like, what happens? They have plenty of running backs on the roster.
Yeah, I think they feel great
about the running back room. Yeah. So it would suck because I think this should have been Jarquez Hunter last year playing college football. But we'll see how that plays out. I just think this team, this coaching staff has been really organized and focused on recruiting. So, if what Ike is saying is true and he was dragging his feet about accepting the offer, they already had a backup plan. And it was just like, I mean, you're not in a place, he may not have been in a place where he could have dragged his feet. Right. So, we don't know everything that happened there. Right. I guess my point on Locked On was just, you just never want it being reported that somebody has committed and then it's looking like you pulled the offer from them. Right. Like, so it is what it is. But I hope it works out for that kid. And, I think Hugh Freeze has a plan. And I think he's been very clear. If there's one thing you can point to that he's done well at Auburn, it's been recruiting. Yeah. That's it. Like, bottom line, Hugh Freeze has been phenomenal at recruiting. I went on a rant. I put a whole video about it. I think he's the portal. I think he's the undisputed portal king at this point. I think he killed the portal between the first portal period and this last portal period. I get it. Deion has the numbers, but I just don't think anybody's done a better job. Well, Auburn has the highest average of 4 stars in the portal.
Right.
This period. Right. And he got over 20 guys. So, and not because he had to go out and get all these guys. They told some guys to bounce. I just think there was a clear plan for recruiting and where they wanted to go with this team. Auburn suffered some calculated attrition. Hear me out. Calculated attrition. Not, I'm Hugh Freeze and you got to get off this team right now.
Right.
What? That's what Deion did. This is calculated attrition, man. This was like they were judicious. They evaluate some of these players. And then what I really like is they were honest with them and saying, you're not going to play here. I believe that's what I was told. That's what happened with Landon King. And, some other players got that same information. And now, Landon landed at Utah. It looks like he's going to be really happy there. Hope they give him a shot. I think they're moving him back to tight end. And, every other player that had to go through this, I hope they find a good landing spot. But I just don't think you could argue that Hugh Freeze hasn't been meticulous, intentional, and very judicious about how he's gone about the portal and adding players to this team. It's been a spectacle to watch, and I think he is the undisputed portal king.
You guys, I was out on Sunday celebrating the wife for Mother's Day, for her first Mother's Day. So that was a big deal.
That's
right.
First Mother's Day. I didn't even think about that. First one. Yeah.
I bet. She was like, "You can do the show, but no, right. I'm not playing these games, baby. I'm taking off.
Actions taken.
I'm not playing these games.
You know better,
baby. Been married too long to you. But anyway, the beautiful point you guys made about the portal. Hugh Freeze being the portal king is his ability to not lose guys who have been very productive or has given a lot of production for Auburn. Deion lost Montana Lamonius Craig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wanted that guy. That was one of the guys he didn't want to lose. And so I think it's a beautiful point when you're talking about retaining the guys that you're depending on to actually contribute who has been productive on your roster the previous year. I think that has to factor into whether or not you're a portal king or not. So I think that's an amazing point there. And I agree. I think that does push you up. I think it's laughable that Hugh Freeze was left off of that list. And I'm like, Brom, really? Like, why?
Was it necessarily to put Lincoln Riley on there? Really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, and I'm not saying he did nothing in the portal. I'm just saying I don't know how. And of this, it should be noted that On3 at the time had Hugh Freeze ranked like 5th on the list in terms of his portal class. Every other service with a brain had him top 3.
Right.
So I don't really know what they're doing over there at On3. I just like I don't know what they're doing. Their rankings always seem way off to me. Like based on
sorry, drop my phone.
Based on how everybody else is ranking them. I mean, they literally put out a list of a list the other day. I'm like, what are we doing here? It was like ESPN's top 20 quarterbacks since 2000. Baker Mayfield. Was number one, by
Oh
the way.
man,
Let's not.
Yeah.
that list was ridiculous.
Yeah, Bill, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't understand. I don't understand a lot of things they're
It took
doing.
me a few minutes to get my eyes to roll back to the front of my face when I saw that list because I was just like, "Are you flipping
Right.
serious?"
You know what's crazy about that graphic, which is so stupid? They put like per ESPN like really small in the corner, right? Like, and then you got big old On3 logo here, so people are roasting them over somebody else's list. And it's like, man, y'all struggling for contact. Like, can you imagine if we had a show and we were just like, yesterday on Locked On Auburn, Zach picked his nose 8 times. Let's talk about it, fellas. Like, what? Hey, listen, I love Zach, but I ain't gonna do a show about his show.
Listen, that's exactly what people would just say that we were struggling for. I mean, they have said it, so it is what it is. I don't want to be petty. I have a lot of petty in my spirit today. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
To those of you, yeah, I know. Let it.
Got a lot of it in my
Let it
spirit.
flow. Let it flow.
Let it. I'm trying to stop him.
Yeah. Begin your villain arc right now.
I have a lot of petty in my spirit today that I'm trying to I'm working. Y'all listen, just pray for your boy. I'm working through it. I really am. So,
that's admirable, Ike, because usually you just go for it.
I do.
Yeah.
I do
so I can. This is really you trying. This is really you trying.
Trying very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're gonna honor that for another show. Next show, we're gonna probably let you rock. I guess that's pretty much all because I think we're caught up on recruiting news. We're caught up on guys. Do we just want to go ahead and just get into this SEC over under because we got some teams to cover, so we got some stuff to break down. So if we can go ahead and do that. You want to just go to the break, gentlemen, and then we come back?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
do we have any more comments? Let's grab this. Let's grab this comment before we get out of here. Lutson Kirkin says, I enjoy that we can have these conversations with different sports at our school.
Yeah.
Are we the most all-around put-together sports college?
Well, that's what everything school means. I will tell you this, though. I saw a lot of really disappointing comments on social media in regards to softball and kind of like a who cares kind of attitude. And I'm like, listen, you can't be in everything school if your attitude towards softball and some of these Olympic sports, especially the women's sports, is who cares. Right. Well, those girls made the tournament. It didn't end the way that they wanted to. Right. Some players are making a decision to transfer. I would just urge everybody to remember what Auburn class is like and that players exercising their right to enter the portal is not something that should be chastised. Now, we don't have to like it. We don't have to be like, oh, my God, I hope she's the best ever, wherever she goes. But you also don't have to attack them personally. If you see it, call it out. Right.
Yes, the whole conversation was ridiculous. I was just like, why are we doing this?
Yeah,
are we really sitting here trying to act as if it doesn't matter just because for you particularly you don't watch softball, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people have grown fond of these players, and a lot of people are invested in this sport. A lot of people used to play that sport. They have family members that are attached to this. There's just no need to enter into this conversation in that way. It was disappointing to say the least. It was very disappointing.
Yeah, I would say I was not happy with what I saw on social media concerning the treatment of some of those players and the conversations surrounding those sports. So,
and it's a different world with the transfer portal now. It's a completely different world. The reason why people transfer is a lot different than it was 2-3 years ago. So a lot of grace should be extended to people who do decide to enter the portal. Yeah,
listen to Mike Mack and Memes tomorrow morning. Right. We talked about some of what's going on there and, why some of these girls may be making this decision right now and why Auburn has to do something. Right. There's some people trying to convince others that the sky is not falling. I don't believe it's falling, but I don't believe that there's nothing to address here. There's definitely something to address here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to do us a favor and share this content on social media. Smash that like button. And if you just so happen to find our channel today, first and foremost, welcome, and subscribe. With that, guys, let's pay some bills and acknowledge our sponsors.
This edition of the War Report is made possible by our generous sponsors. AuburnSports.com, For news and notes on all things Auburn Sports, head over to auburnsports.com. Athletic Architects. For young athletes looking to secure their financial future, let Athletic Architects help you to build your financial house. Head over to buildthehouse.com. And our giveaway sponsor, War Eagle Oil. War Eagle Oil is your #1 place for all of your motor oil and related products. For more information, visit wareagleoil.com.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you to all of you who continue to be sponsors of the War Report in your own way by getting a membership. And listen, Eddie, dropping off the membership gifts. Thank you so much for that. Listen,
Appreciate you.
all of you people who are new members of the War Report, tomorrow I'm going to try to do 2 drops for you guys on film tomorrow. Okay. I have a pre-recorded one that I did already with our guy, Scotty from Off Script. He is my friend that does HBCU content because we got a receiver from Jackson State. I was like, hey, man, what do you know about our incoming receiver from Jackson State? So he was kind enough to get on with me and do a film review on the Jackson State receiver, Shane Hooks. So I got that pre-recorded and ready to drop for you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to do another one that is going to be a live stream with some additional content on Shane Hooks from some different games that I put together for y'all. So tomorrow you will definitely get 1, potentially 2 film reviews tomorrow on Shane Hooks. So be on the lookout for that first and foremost. But you got to be a member to be a part of a lot of that stuff. Membership gifting, again, thank you to those who continue to do this. You can do that right now from the live chat and give somebody else the gift of the War Report. We're giving away a mug. Hashtag get your weight up if you want to do that. Sponsored by War Eagle Oil. WarEagleOil.com is where you can go for all of your motor oil and related products. Head over there and let them know the War Report sent you. And big shout out to Mike Mack and Memes. Again, tomorrow morning we do pod stuff every week. We got 2 pod only content pieces that are going to be actually we have 3 pod only content pieces that are going to be dropping soon. Nope, just 2. I lied. Just 2. We got Mike Mack and Memes, and then I had a conversation via pod on the Amen Corner that is with Candace Cooper with Locked On ACC. We talked a little bit about the whole situation going on with the ACC right now. So that's a good conversation that you can only get on pod. There's a lot of stuff happening right now with the War Report. You guys need to make sure that you are tuning in every place that we're dropping content. And then last but not least, Harmon Mechanical. If you guys don't know, they are sponsoring us right now. HarmonMechanical.com is a place where you can go to get your HVAC taken care of. Make sure you guys head over to HarmonMechanical.com, or you can give them a call at 334-219-0717 to get a consultation set up. They'll come out, take a look at your system, tell you what needs to be happening so you can make sure that you get your heating and air needs taken care of before it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's hot out here in these streets, Ike.
Yeah.
It's hot.
That's a factual statement.
It ain't hot. It ain't hot yet.
It ain't hot yet, Mike. Listen.
That's DC Mike talking right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is
this lie to me. I just need you to lie to me.
Give it like a month.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna be in hell in just the 1 month.
I've been getting back to the gym, guys. My gym has a steam room. Over COVID they killed all the steam rooms because of the death, right? But like I sat in the steam room and then I came out of the steam room into the humidity today, and I was like, oh my God, this feels like an extra layer of bull. So Harmon Mechanical, they can help you when you come home. Right? You cannot be in humidity because of the greatness that they have. Right, B used them. They did.
Yeah, they were great. Listen, I am going to get them back out to do some preventative work. I got to scrap together the ducats.
I like that plan. My man planning.
But they're going to come back. Just how thorough he was explaining to me what the issues were and how they could cost me money later. I'm all about prevention. We're going to get back out here and I'm going to make sure that they get that work. I'm still going to keep working with the HVAC company that also set up some stuff that's like installed up there because they installed it. So I'm gonna let them maintain that stuff that's in my system. But as far as preventative measures, Harmon Mechanical has my business.
It's always cheaper to fix it before it breaks.
Always.
So
always. That goes for a lot of things. I'm gonna probably get somebody to put together a Tyrone Biggums meme. Asking, do you got any more of them film reviews? Because I've been enjoying those. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these drops tomorrow.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have so much film that I've been like my
got
days
him on
have
those
been
fan reviews,
scouring the
brother?
internet, finding games and finding clips of these players. I got so much film, man. I have so much film that it's like I want to put more out per week. But like it's just it's a lot of players. It's a lot of players. So I'm trying to get through as much of it as I can. I want to do some film review on players from last year that I feel like are going to be making a breakout this season and some things that they can do in this new offense. And I got so much film, y'all. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, you need to come on board so you can watch all the film because I got a lot that I'm going to be unloading. Pause.
Word. Now, and B mutes. Vegas.
Breathe.
Yeah, I know, right? Turning red.
All right.
Eyes running.
Yeah, it's like forehead shiny.
Hey, that was already like that. Don't do that. Using it to clown for no reason. You look ugly. Glasses look stupid. Hey, it just happened. Oh, what you talking about? You've been waiting to get in, huh?
Oh,
Okay.
Slapped it out there like the big jumper ball.
Hey, like that.
And
It
another
ain't
thing.
that. And your wife
All right,
can't make coffee.
All right, okay.
Oh man.
All right, Danielle. I love you. I heart you. She ain't gonna let me in the house the next time I come over.
Never. Vegas recently released the over and under for wins for the SEC East. You know the SEC West is coming soon. We will definitely be chopping that one up. But we're going to start with the East division. You want to control that for me, brother? And
Yeah, which school we want to start with?
So I had them arranged over here, lowest to highest win total expectation.
Okay, so we're talking with
Really
Vandy
gotta go
then. I don't
from
even
there.
have to guess.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
You
all right,
already
cool.
know.
So we got Vandy here, and was it 3.5? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So we see to the right, you see their schedule for the 2023 season and who they're playing. B, I'll start with you. This is kind of you love these types of things here. What you think about Vandy? Vandy actually showed us a little something last year. They had a little bit of fight in them. So what do you think about this year with Vandy?
They definitely had some fight, and then they lost half their roster. I have no idea what to make of a team who performs extremely well late in the season. They beat some teams who, honestly, they had no business beating, which says more about the teams that lost, how they were coached, I think. Florida was not a good team, but they still had way more. You have the 4th overall pick at quarterback, and you could beat Vanderbilt. Like, and it wasn't just the defense was giving up everything for Florida. I mean, they were, but I watched that game.
Kenny said it rained, and it was the rain was the reason. That when I talked to Kenny about this, he said it was the rain, guys.
Anyway, I watched that game because I had money on Florida just to win. I didn't even have money on them to cover. I lost money on that game because Florida was inept offensively. They could not find yards where they needed yards. That is a monumental task. I think the telltale of a great coach is doing more with less. Clark Lee definitely did that as the season wore on. They beat South Carolina too, right? No, Kentucky. They beat Florida.
Yes.
I think they did not beat South Carolina, right?
They did not beat South Carolina.
Okay. But South Carolina beat Tennessee, which was also
There you
unexpected.
go. Yes.
Got it. Okay. So the question I would have is, I think that this puts Clark Lee on the radar as at least a good coach. So you can coach him up, great, but you kind of have to start from scratch. Your quarterback left. Almost every position saw some significant loss at Vandy. So the question is, when you have your easiest games early in the season, will you have them together enough to eke those games out and win those games? So looking at Hawaii, right? That's a home game. They are terrible. Hawaii's terrible. I think that's a win for Vandy. A&M. I don't think A&M's terrible.
I think that's a win.
They should win that game.
Yeah,
they absolutely should win.
I think that's a win.
Someone call that a win. I have no idea what Wake Forest will be. They lost.
They lost their QB, so yeah, I don't know what way.
They lost it. Now, they were throwing a lot and putting up a lot of points. If there is an identity there on offense, then perhaps your next quarterback has been in practice the last year and a half, if he's been there long enough, and he's been practicing in this offense and putting up points. Has he? I have no idea. That's some research I would do before I bet. All right, who's Wake Forest quarterback? What's their spring reports looking like? How much did they lose in the transfer portal? You got to look at what those teams are bringing before you make bets on, oh, Vandy's just bad. Yeah, okay. We don't know how bad these other teams are either. I would not say I know anything about Wake. I would look for what are the guaranteed wins for Vandy. Hawaii, I would say A&M, UNLV, dicey. That's tough. I don't know.
One SEC win.
Or you got to beat Wake. Because if you win your September, you're done.
They're going to get an SEC win. I think they're going to get an SEC win.
They can.
Yeah, they're thinking they're going to get an SEC win.
This is who? Missouri?
This is going to be the 41st ranked schedule.
Mike. I don't know
right
about
here.
that, Mike.
So
who is the SEC win that you think they're going to get?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not predicting that they're going to beat anybody. I think that somebody will lay an egg versus Vandy and
Golly, man,
what's his face will just pull one out.
I don't even want to put that in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Considering
I really like them versus BYE here. I think that they really have a chance that week. Brandy Mack would tell you to hammer the over on this one.
I think they can wrap it up. They can wrap it up in September. I think that's possible. Those are the 4 worst teams they see.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else after that is
they had the back half of their schedule is rough though, right? Like everybody else gets some kind of cupcake when they get down towards the end of the year.
You're gonna know real soon whether or not they're gonna be able to get that over.
Brandy would definitely tell you to hammer. She I think it was at 2.5 last year, and she was like, Mike, over, and we both brought home a bag on that one. So like, I'm trusting her. I'm trusting her Vandy knowledge on this one. Like I said, the schedule is ranked 41st in the country.
She lives in
now.
Nashville, man. She's a homer at this point in time for Vandy for some reason. I don't understand it.
Or she just knows what's going on there because she
says B-Mac and B Will. I like that. B-Mac and B Will.
I've actually suggested this to both of them, so this might be a thing that we might do in the fall coming up.
Gonna holler at Brandy about that. You know what I'm saying?
Battle of the sexes. Yes, I like it.
I like that voice too.
How is it even a competition?
Because it is. Because everything's a competition.
Okay. Hey, that's right. Everything is a competition with football.
So who's all going over on this?
I'm going over.
I'm going over.
And B-Mac, I trust.
I'm going over because
4
I think
wins on
they
this
can
schedule.
sweep.
That's rough.
4 wins on this schedule is what we're saying, right?
I'm tempted to go under, actually. Because I think they get. I know I'm going UNLV, A&M, and Hawaii. The question is, do they beat Wake? Because I don't see them beating an SEC team.
I don't even know if they're guaranteed to get the Wake game. That's the only reason I'm.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm going under here.
So
I may go under.
Even if they don't get Wake, let's say they get out of September 3-1, then you're making
sneak somebody in the SEC.
That they have to sneak somebody.
That's rough, man. That's rough. I think I'm gonna do over here because I do think that they're gonna catch somebody slipping, whether it's Wake Forest or some unsuspecting SEC team. I'm just hoping that team is not us. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be so disappointing.
Yeah,
my word.
So I'll take the over, but I ain't. Let me say this: I'm not putting no money on that. For the record, I'm putting, but I wouldn't put no money.
I'm going under here. I'll be the lone dissenter when it comes to Vandy.
Are we gonna keep track of this as well?
Yeah, well, we got the
do that.
Yeah, sure.
Write that down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, who's next? Who's the next to worst team in the East?
Florida.
All right.
Over under 5.5 games.
5.5.
So let me ask you guys this before we start talking about this. Do they bring in another QB at the portal?
So I have been told that I'm okay to say this because they are going to say it on their own show. I did get a little information from our guy Kenny and Steve O. Shout out to them. They were on with me when I was talking with Candace about the whole situation with the ACC. We then had a subsequent conversation just about the whole best stadium atmosphere in the conference. Anyway, I was told it was okay that I said that they are potentially looking at bringing in a kid who is going to reclassify during the summer, and he will potentially be on campus for the fall for Florida, which means he would technically still be a senior in high school. And so that is who they might bring in as their additional quarterback. That does not mean that he's going to start. It just means that they will likely have another scholarship quarterback by the fall if all of that happens. Saying all that to say, that seems very sad to me that they're counting on a kid who's supposed to still be in high school to potentially be the starter for them coming up this fall. And
they down bad, bro.
That I don't know, like, why? Like, why do you even need to do that and have a kid that's going to be technically supposed to be a senior in high school come and be like, is he that good? So
yeah, that's bad.
But again, I said this is information I'm getting from my guys who are down there, Florida people, right?
Poor
Kenny
Billy,
B, my guy, you know, he said this was a thing. I was like, all right, we'll see.
Poor Billy.
So he needs 6 wins to get to this.
No,
right.
Hey, big head text to Grayson McCall.
Yeah. So here's the deal, right? This is the 6th ranked schedule in the country. They're tied for 6 with a few other schools right now. So, you know, LSU
Utah to start the year is rough.
Yeah. I mean, Utah, right?
Man.
You know, South Carolina, maybe a tough out.
LSU,
man, is a tough game. Georgia's on this schedule. You know, Missouri possibly gives them problems, and then they got to always end with Florida State, right? So I am actually going to take the over here. I think they squeak their way to 6 wins.
Let me count the losses here.
I think they win 1, 2, Charlotte.
Ooh, it's gonna be close with them.
I got Vandy. I got them getting Vandy. Although Vandy could get them.
Yeah, man, this is rough, dude. And if they don't have a quarterback, man, I'm going under.
I'm trying to figure out where their 6th win is coming from, right? Because I don't think that they beat Utah. I don't think they beat Tennessee. I don't think they beat Kentucky. South Carolina's a push for.
They beat Arkansas? Did they beat Arkansas?
I'm gonna count them beating Arkansas.
Now. I mean, Arkansas. I don't know. They're not beating Georgia. I don't see them beating LSU. Missouri, maybe. I don't see them beating Florida State. Like, I just don't know where you get 6 wins on the schedule from, bro.
Where did they get 5?
I can see them getting to 5. McNeese State, Charlotte, Vanderbilt. Ooh, yeah.
This is going to be
even
if we say, you can beat Arkansas and Missouri. Okay, that's 5.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Missouri, I'd give them that to get to 4.
I may go under here, gentlemen.
I'm going under.
I know Kenny is gonna hate me for this, but I think I'm gonna have to take the under on this too, man. Yeah, I don't know how to get to 6 wins. Like they're gonna have a good run game this year. They will have a good run game.
Florida State.
Are they gonna be able to run the ball against Kentucky? Are they going to be?
This would be different if I hadn't seen Graham Mertz play quarterback. I don't know why they think he's going to change his spots in a different location. Like, he is bad. I watched some Wisconsin games in September. I feel like for the last 3 years, it was them losing games because the quarterback sucked. And Graham Mertz was a quarterback 2 of those years. Why do they think it's going to be different? I don't understand.
Wesley Hilson. I'm giving some commentary as we talk about this. Wesley Hilson says Napier's seat is scorching based on their message board.
Man. Listen, man, they're not happy.
Their team to be much better than a 6-win team perennially, and they felt like they wasted AR's year last year. The system that they were running last year was not compatible with what he does as a quarterback. They were asking him to do things that he just wasn't.
For him to go where he did in the draft.
I mean, they wanted to keep him out of harm's way a lot, and they were asking him to display his arm more than I think he was capable of doing at the time. It was just rough. It was a rough transition over into that Napier system. Maybe Graham Mertz is a better fit for that system, so they'll be able to do more things. It's gonna be rough getting 6 games for them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really hard, fellas.
B's going under. I'm going under. Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under here. I just think, again, 6th ranked, toughest schedule in the country. Again, you have Georgia, you have the East and West champs from last year.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, South Carolina is going to be you're at Southie, you know, so you got to go out there and beat Captain Soldier Boy. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know how they do this. Yeah. Right. I just think it's going to be rough. And you still are not settled on a quarterback. And it's May.
Yeah. I mean, for Graham Mertz is the guy right now. He in that room. I don't think anybody beats out Graham Mertz.
Okay.
The question is whether or not Graham Mertz is going to be a guy who gets you over the hump. Can he win you at least 2 games on this schedule? Right. Because again, I think they have a good running back room. They're going to be able to run the ball. Is that going Utah? No, you can't be one dimensional game 1 against Utah. Utah is going to bludgeon your face to death.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is going to put up points. Is Florida's defense now? They've had some improvements along the defensive line, so maybe they'll be more stout against the run in Florida. But Tennessee's not going to try to run the ball a lot. They're going to be throwing in the ball. Florida, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling confident about a Tennessee game. Kentucky's going to be stout against the run typically. South Carolina is going to be the one that maybe you can go out there and put up points, but can you put up enough points if your defense isn't playing lights out?
I'm curious to see what Kentucky's offense looks like with Leary as their quarterback.
I think it's going to be better this year with Leary at the quarterback
because that was their issue.
Whether or not they have the running backs.
They play good defense. Yeah.
They lost their top runner,
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez went to the draft.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's going to be the running back in that system. Not to say that they don't, but that's really how that team has gotten points recently. Is they've been able to run the ball really well. The question is whether or not they have a complementary run game to a Devin Leary, who I think is good enough to complement a good run game. I don't know the answer to that, but they are going to still be good defensively. Georgia's going to be good defensively. Arkansas is probably going to be good defensively. LSU is going to have a good defense. Missouri, if they play defense like they did last year, going to have a good defense. I just don't know how Florida gets points in these games unless the quarterback is dynamic. That's my problem with Florida.
He is ass. They are not going to win 5 games.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going under.
I'm going under 5.
I'm going under.
What say you, White?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take the under as well. I don't know how they get to the 6th game right now. They're going to have to shock me to get to more than 6 wins this year.
I mean, and do it early. Like, they're going to have to scare Tennessee. Like, for me to be like, okay, Florida's showing me something. Chess Rockwell says, didn't we try to hire Napier, or was that internet fodder?
I don't know that we actually did any offers to Napier. I think there was a lot of people who wanted Napier. And I think that was more so round 1 when we were looking at Harsin that Napier was on the list than it was
he was
this
on the
second
list
round.
At that point. Yeah.
Yes, that's actually when that did happen. Like that's when the conversations when we ended up with Harsin, when we kept hearing names. I think UAB's coach at the time was mentioned, Napier was mentioned, so on and so forth. Sean Brown says you also have to keep in mind that Dan Mullen wasn't recruiting while he was at Florida. He was doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have to keep that in mind. Is Napier doing better in recruiting right now?
I think so. I think so.
Better than
Mullen. Yes. That's what I'm saying. He's doing better. He's doing better.
Like I said, I think that they have had some improvements on that defensive front that gives them a potential to be more stout because everybody was running on Florida last year. So they should be better in that phase. They've always had decent defensive backfields. So they should be better defensively. My question still remains, how do they get points? Like, are they going to be that good in the run where Graham Mertz doesn't have to do anything? He just needs to make a couple of 3rd down conversions on 3rd and 4, right? So I don't know.
Who we got next?
Oh, next up, well, there's 3 teams that are slated for 6.5. Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky. Who y'all want to look at?
Let's do Missouri first.
Mizzou.
Mizzou. All right. So my girl Maggie Johnson over on Twitter, go follow her. She's our Mizzou girl. We talk a lot about Missouri, and mostly because I want to antagonize Maggie. I think I'm going to take the under here on Mizzou. Honestly, I think Mizzou's defense is going to be a lot better than most people are giving them credit for. They got a lot.
They were good last year.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that carries over. And I'm actually, I'm going to take. Wait, what's the over under here? 6.5.
They got to get to 7 wins here.
Oh man, guys.
K-State lost a lot this year.
Oh man.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Okay,
7?
so
I don't know about 7.
So according, again, this is the 5th ranked schedule in the country. You see, I don't know if you guys are seeing the trend here, but it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp in the SEC.
I think most of that is the fact that they are playing Georgia and Tennessee, who everybody thinks is going to be good this year.
Yeah. So, but LSU is on the schedule as well too, right?
Yeah.
And Kansas State, I think is a pretty good
People are
non-conference
giving
Power
Kansas
5
State
opponent.
love because of the year they had last year.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, so they're Kansas State's going to have a new quarterback, right? They're going to have a new running back,
Right.
What is their offense going to actually look like? They've been a good defensive team perennially. Like they've just, for whatever reason, K-State has been able to play decent defense. I just don't know that they're going to have a good offense, and it's early enough in the season that they might not have figured that out yet. So that's potential, and it's at home. If this was a road game, I probably would give it to K-State because Manhattan's just a tough place to go play.
Is Missouri losing a lot in the front 7?
I don't know.
Defensively,
So that's
do you know?
another question. I don't know,
either.
really what they lost in this offseason in their front 7 because
It's
that was
so
really
hard
good.
with some of these, man, because here's what the SEC will do to you. You think it's be one of those years where, Alabama and Georgia are good, and maybe Tennessee and LSU are sneaky good, but then 13. I mean, we've had a high number of teams make bowl games the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
An abnormally high number. I think the year before last, it was 13 out of 14 teams that made. Like Vandy was the only team in the SEC to not make a bowl game. But they can win 6 here, right, and then miss this over under.
You can still get to a bowl game, which is kind of where they live, and be
at
under
6.5. I think I'm going to take the under. I think they make a bowl game.
Yeah.
But that defense is good enough. I think that they'll give some people some fits, and I think this is a 6-win team.
I could see them getting to 7 just because, again, I'm not bought in on Florida so much, and they're down there at the bottom. I could see
Florida's
them winning.
definitely one of the wins
I could see them winning their first 4 or 5 games on this schedule, right? K-State would be the only one where I'm like, but and then they could get to 7 by beating Florida. I just don't know. Like if they lose K-State, then I just think I'll have a prayer. To get there.
I think I'm with you. I think they need to win that game.
Yeah.
To get this over.
This is tough.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going.
I mean, it's going to be close. I think this is going to be close.
Yeah.
I
like where they sit. I like where they set this line though for them. This is actually pretty good.
I mean, all of the lines are actually Vegas did their job on this one because it is tough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the over on Missouri. I think they're gonna get to 7 wins.
Where? Who do you think they're going to beat?
I think that they beat K-State early,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that they sneak Florida and Arkansas late.
So they're going to go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game losing streak. They're going to win 5, lose 5, and then win their last 2.
Yeah.
I'm going under.
At some point, there's going to be an upset that happens that makes no sense. And I'm trying to figure out where it's going to be.
I mean, listen, Kentucky's not a game that they are guaranteed to lose, right? Like I think that they could get to 7. I'm going to take the over on Missouri.
Yeah,
I'm going under here.
Kentucky's one of those games I think they can get to 6.
Yeah, flip a coin here.
Wait. Brady
I think
Cook was their
I think
QB
they
last
split Kentucky or South Carolina. I think they can potentially split one of those teams. I don't think they're beating both of those teams though.
No, I don't think so either. Brady Cook was their quarterback last year, right?
Will still be their quarterback this year, I believe.
Same quarterback. Now, I know they lost the running back or wide receiver that they had. He went to Georgia,
Correct.
if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. That's the guy who dropped the touchdown against us in overtime.
No.
Is it not him?
No. The wide receiver that left is not the same guy. That's a different guy.
Oh, okay.
The running back is who dropped the touchdown against us. I don't know whether or not he's staying, but the wide receiver who left is not the same guy. Yeah.
Oh, I remember now. I remember. Yeah, that running back was good too. He did leave.
Okay.
So they lost some talent.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough. All right, so I'm kind of all in on Kentucky being overrated again. Kentucky got back the OC that they had in 2021 when Will Levis had a good year. He left and went somewhere. I think he was on an NFL staff somewhere for the Rams, if I'm not mistaken. But then he came back. He's back this year. I guess Kentucky was like, please, we was awful without you. And he was like, all right, fine, double my pay. They said, fine. So I do think their offense will be more creative than it was last year. Like, they were poor. Will Levis just isn't that guy. A great quarterback will make an average system look great because he'll be great. But I don't know if Devin Leary is great. Obviously, he's not great because NC State wasn't just like world beater. So I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say over because I'm not buying Kentucky or Florida or Arkansas or even K-State necessarily until I see them be good. I'm not buying any of them. None of them. So I think those are three very winnable conference games. I actually think South Carolina might be sneakily good. We'll talk about that though. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over.
I'm gonna take the over as well on them.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. What we got? Who we got next? Before we get to the drawing.
Ooh, South Kakalaki.
Okay.
Oh, they start with North Carolina? Oh, I did not know that.
At North Carolina.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game.
One.
Should see a lot of points.
2.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see.
Okay, so for the record,
Mhm.
this is the hardest schedule in the country.
Ooh, I don't know how to
Yeah.
get to 7 wins on this schedule, guys.
Yeah, like listen, their opponents were
Actually,
combined.
I see how they can.
Their opponents were combined 103 and 53 last year.
Yeah, they had an easy schedule last year, but that won't be the case.
Yeah, they
this
said
year.
they are universally ranked as the hardest schedule in the country this year. So how much better is Shane Beamer making South Carolina this year with the hardest schedule in the country? L at Tennessee, L at Georgia, maybe an L at North Carolina.
I'm not even counting North Carolina.
You gotta play Clemson. This schedule is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, so the games that you're going to have to win on this schedule are going to be Furman,
Mississippi State,
Jacksonville
Mississippi
State, Vanderbilt,
That's 3.
right? Then you got
Everything else is a toss up.
Mississippi State, Florida, Missouri,
That's a
Texas
home game,
A&M, Kentucky. Like, those are the 5 games.
and
where
you
I'm
got to
just
remember, that's a home game for Mississippi State, and you catching them early. New coach, new system.
Yeah.
Where Mississippi State is on this schedule does bode well for them. So if you give them Furman, Mississippi State, Jacksonville State, and Vanderbilt, that's 4. Where are the other 3 wins coming from? You're not. I don't think you're beating North Carolina. I don't think you're beating Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't think you're beating Clemson, right? So that means you're left with trying to get 2 wins out of Florida. I didn't say Tennessee, but you're not beating Tennessee. Out of Florida, Missouri, Texas A&M, Kentucky. You got to split those 4 games.
They can do that. They can
They
do
can do
that.
that.
Because I don't believe in Kentucky. I don't believe in Missouri. I don't believe in Florida. Again, I'm a little worried about Texas A&M because they actually have a good play caller now. But
I'm gonna go over for them.
1, 2,
I'm gonna go over for them.
3.
you know what's crazy? 7-5 with this
5,
record would be a good accomplishment. It would be a good season for Shane Beamer.
I think it's doable.
Yeah.
I think they might. Yeah. Now that I think go back through it,
I think they
way,
can do.
7's possible. Possible.
Y'all remember in Gladiator when the Emperor comes out and he's like,
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Jacksonville State.
I'm gonna give them the thumbs up.
No, okay, wait a minute. I think I did my math.
I think you.
Furman, Mississippi State, Jacksonville State, Vandy is 3. They need 3 more wins, right?
No, you counted 4 so far. Furman, Mississippi State,
right, but they got to get to
Jacksonville
7.
State, Vandy.
in Vandy.
So they need 3 more.
Right. They need 3 more
Spencer
wins.
Rattler have another
Okay.
year? He's
All
a
right.
returning QB.
They're
isn't he?
not
So-
going
He
to
is.
win, in my opinion, North Carolina,
Okay.
Georgia,
Okay.
Tennessee,
Okay.
or Clemson.
Okay.
That's
Right.
4.
Mhm.
So-
So their 3 wins have to be against Florida,
Florida,
Missouri,
possible.
Missouri,
Possible.
Texas
A&M,
and
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
So they need to win 3 out of the
3
4.
of those 4, not split them. I said split before.
You
They have
did,
to win
you did.
3 of those 4. That's
Okay.
tougher to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the over here, man.
If it was
I just,
splitting them, I would give them. If this number was at 6, I'd say, oh yeah. If this was like a 5.5, I'd be dead on that. I don't know.
watch them mess around and beat North Carolina to open the season.
Yeah, they beat them, man. They
Yeah,
North
watch them
Carolina's
miss-
defense last year was terrible, right? North Carolina couldn't stop
No.
anybody for the vast majority.
Watch
of
them
the
mess
year.
around. I mean, you got an extremely senior quarterback, right? Returning.
I'm going over here.
Yeah,
I think I can get to the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
get
can
to the over
convince
on them.
myself that they'll get to the over on this.
Hardest schedule in the country, though, guys. This is the hardest
Yeah, I
schedule.
think they
in the
could get to
country.
7.
North Carolina
I think
and
they get to
Clemson.
7. I think they get
Right.
to 7.
I mean, because you got to remember, they have 2 Power 5 non-conference opponents built into their schedule.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Both
2 good ones.
geographical rivals, yeah, at that
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the over here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 6-win team too. And it's not a knock to them. I just think the
Right.
schedule is that tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can go
like
with that.
when
I-
you
I
get to
go.
Missouri, South Carolinas of the world, it can go either way with these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're at the midway. We're not the midway point, but we're at the drawing, and we are giving away. What are we giving away, Ike?
A mug.
No more.
Doug mug. Let me show that for you. Here you go, courtesy of War Eagle Oil. Hashtag get your weight up in the comments to enter to win. Ike ain't playing no games, y'all.
Hey man, we got 67 people in here. One of y'all need to go ahead and win this mug. I'm going for it. Somebody is gonna win a mug, and it shall be Damian Smith.
Damian, where you at, man?
Damian Smith. Are you here, Damian? Let us know in the comments so we can give you your instructions. Let's keep it moving, guys. Who we got next? Is it Kentucky?
Kentucky.
Kentucky, let's do that.
This is the 11th hardest schedule in the country. Their opponents were a combined 93 and 61.
Damian Smith says roll again.
You don't want the mug, man?
Maybe he's already got a mug.
All right,
Okay.
we'll send you a T-shirt.
What are we doing, guys? We gonna roll again?
Oh, he said got one already.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
all right, I can do that. I can roll it again. I'll just leave it over there on the side. Boom.
Y'all
Damian,
what
see,
it
this is
is.
why the community is dope. They just gonna, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
he's just throwing it back for the
Throw
people.
it back, man. Boss.
Throw it back. Right. Derek McClellan.
Derek McClellan.
Derek, are you here?
I have a feeling that Derek has a mug too, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong
I
about
could be
that.
wrong. Yeah, it feels familiar.
Yeah.
He feels
I
like
think we
he
just
has-
see his name over there a lot too. So if it feels like he's won before.
Yeah.
feel like he got some War Report swag there. Let us know, Derek. Let us know. All right,
Who are we going to?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Oh, wrong one. Moved it down. Oop, oop.
There we go.
6.5.
All right, so we got Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, Akron, Vandy. So Kentucky's is going to be 4-0.
They
I
should be.
I
Very
suspect
likely.
they will be 4-0.
No mug but a shirt. I'll throw it back, guys. Okay. Derek says he doesn't want.
You
the
can
mug.
have a mug, man. You know, it's
Yeah,
cool.
if I say listen, if you don't have a mug, we'll send you a mug. Ain't no big deal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody want the swag tonight. What's going on?
We drawing again for different reasons.
Yeah, right. We
Yeah.
don't want no damn mug.
We'll wait till he's
Picky ass.
We'll wait. Let's get into this. So
Yeah.
October it gets interesting. Do they beat Florida?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
gotta
they
get the
beat
7
Florida
games.
last year.
Because I don't believe in Florida.
I mean, we just said Florida was
Yeah,
going
we
to be
just
under,
said
right?
we
Like,
didn't believe in Florida. So
We didn't believe in Florida, so this could be an actual
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over here.
5. Then you got me.
I think they'll take out Louisville at the end of the year.
That's 6. Who put this together? Who put this list together? Who put these teams together? Did you do that? Did you do it right?
Talking about the graphic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I love your pettiness, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
love your pettiness.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I love your
see.
pettiness. I
Lowercase
just caught
on
what you did to
Alabama.
Bama. I just caught what you did to Alabama.
Oh
there.
yeah, no, that was 100% intentional. So
Yes. Let's see here.
So they should be 4-0 coming out of September.
Yeah.
They're
I got
gonna
6.
they're gonna lose to Georgia. Okay. They're gonna lose to, you know what's tough? I can't guarantee losses for anybody else.
I'll take it over here. I think this is a pretty good over bet.
Who gets them over? I got 6 at Louisville. Who's the 7th team?
Yeah,
Mississippi State?
Yeah, I think they could take out a school like Mississippi State. I mean, Leach is gone. And they're maybe doing some different things down there. So, like the turnover on staff, might be coming to play. Who knows what they're going to be? Don't underestimate losing your head coach and what that will mean to a team. Now, I'm sure they're going to have to win one for the Gipper kind of, season this year. RIP Mike Leach, but
it's still a road team. It's still a road game, though. That's still going to be a tough win for them.
Yeah, but again, I like Kentucky. It's what's so hard is with these schedules. It's really easy to go with the under on a lot of these schedules.
Yeah.
Right. And I just know in my mind it's not going to happen. Right.
Yeah. I mean, if I was doing this objectively and I was going game by game, I would probably be like, okay, I have this person beating this person. And it would just inform me in that way.
A lot. It'd be easy to pick the under. Yeah. On a lot of these. So
but I think I'm going to take the over for Kentucky as well. I think they'll get to 7 at least. I think Devin Leary is enough of a difference maker to get them over a hump in a couple of games. I don't think he's some sort of Heisman candidate, but I do think he's a good quarterback.
I'm gonna take the over here just because some of the teams that we've already have done in terms of like Vandy and Florida, like those that sets them up really nicely to try to get the last 2. I don't think they go winless the rest of the way. So I'm gonna go over here.
I'll say under. I'm gonna go under. They had a very not good offensive line for a Stoops team last year. It was actually one of the worst in the conference. And they had 2 really good running backs. And they will have either one. It's not that I know that their offensive line will be just as bad. I don't have any info on their personnel that says, yeah, they upgraded. I know we upgraded on offensive line. I know we did. I don't know what's going on with Kentucky, so I'm going to assume that they didn't do a good job. I think that's fair. I saw them lose to Vandy. So I think coaching is an issue there. I just do. Even if you did, mess up your scheme. I think when Will Levis hurt the week that they lost to Vandy, I think that was it.
He was out.
Right.
So you got to put an asterisk there, though.
Do we though? Would anybody making excuses for us with our second string quarterback in the game?
Of course not. But what I'm saying is that they had a number 1 draft pick all season long in their QB. So when he was out, so it's like Tata being gone. So he is their Tata. He is their Tata.
Tata was out. That'll never get old.
Yeah, I'm gonna say under. I just don't. If there's a team who I think of all these 6 and 5 teams who has a better chance of improving, I think it's South Carolina. And I know that their schedule is crazy, which is why I went over on them, though, because I think they would be the better team. I know Shane Beamer has done a really good job in the portal. He does a really good job of filling in needs with guys who are that Division II school, that Group of 5 school, but he was the guy that you needed to see and that you need to get. I think he's done a really good job. I still don't think much of Spencer Rattler, but they seemed to find something with him last year. The coach's staff has stayed intact. I think that continuity gets them over, and that's why I'm picking them to lose to I'm picking Kentucky to lose to South Carolina. And also, I don't know if there's any fire around this, but there's a lot of smoke around the Louisville head coach. Like he's good or something. I don't know that he's a good head coach, but that is at Louisville. It is at Louisville. I'm gonna go under with Kentucky. I don't believe in Mark Stoops. They paid him too
So
much money.
1, 2. I got Ball State, Eastern
Coach is
Kentucky,
overpaid.
Akron.
Under.
Yeah,
Ball State, Eastern Kentucky,
Lord, wait till they do
Akron,
Jimbo.
Vanderbilt,
they win
Florida.
those first 4.
I think they can beat Mississippi State. Mike, you kind of sold me on Mississippi
I'm
State.
telling you, like,
And then I got Louisville. That's 7.
I don't think they beat Mississippi State because I think whatever they are, it's going to be rough early, but by November, you find out if was it Arnett? Is that the coach? Mississippi State now?
Mm-hmm.
I know he had a good defense because they've had good defenses at Mississippi State for years in a row, which is really crazy if you think about it because they're Mississippi State. So at the very least, I think the defense will play well. The question is, can you get whatever new system is going to be the offense they're clicking? But if you've got an experienced quarterback there to put it together, which they still do,
I don't know if it's air raid though, B.
Yeah,
I
I
know-
know I don't know what their offense is going to look like at all.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be air raid still, and yeah, I think I'm interested to see what their offense looks like. That's why I'm kind of leery on Mississippi State next year.
I'm gonna stick under. I'm gonna stick with the under.
all right.
All right, who's next?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. This is the 16th ranked schedule. Their opponents were combined 90 and 62.
That's an interesting team to open up with Virginia there.
Yeah, they suck.
They get them.
They
Virginia.
do not care about football.
Austin Pay.
I don't even know why they have a team.
3, 4, 5. What's the over
They
9?
got to get to 10 win. I mean, they got to get to 10.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean 9 is a push,
3,
so you wouldn't lose the bet.
4,
So,
5,
I mean,
So
they
yeah, you
win
do have an
every
option
game.
for a push here, but like, okay, so here's the thing:
6, 7.
count the losses on their schedule. That'd be an easier way to get to. 'Cause
Georgia
if they
and
lose 3,
Alabama.
they're done.
Georgia and Alabama, they could win the
Vegas
rest of
is
these.
good.
They could
I see a
they could win-
strong 9.
Yeah, they could win the rest of these. I'm gonna go with the push. I think that they lose
I
a game.
I would easily take the push on this.
Yeah, I'm taking the push.
Well, you can't bet the push. You bet
Can't
over
bet it.
or
I'm
under,
just
and
saying,
you
like,
get a
I would
push.
stay away
Yeah.
from it. Like, I would
yeah,
just.
yeah. I'm just saying. I think this is a push. I think that
I bet the over, whichever one is going to give me the best odds. I'd bet it. And
I don't
hope
know,
for the
man.
push.
Listen, if there were a year that they might get Alabama, is this the year?
I mean, it gets
No, I
kinda-
thought
They
it
got
was
them
last year.
Yeah.
Last year was the
yeah,
year.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
but
2
it's-
straight.
Because
Yeah,
it's
they got
not
'em.
at. If it was at Tennessee again, if this was the year it was at Tennessee, I would say yeah, they're gonna get Bama. That they already had
At
that.
Bama. No, man. Bama's quarterback situation. What is it going to be? Could it be a high scoring game that they like? I don't.
They're going to lose 3 games this year. I feel very strongly.
Yeah, I mean,
also.
I'm still leaning strongly toward the push, but
I'm
I
still
think-
not a Joe Milton believer. I know people tried to give me some slack about that last year because he lit it up in the bowl game. I don't think Joe Milton is going to be.
not just the bowl game,
consistent enough.
the game before that too. He was.
Yeah, I don't believe in Joe Milton like
I don't
that
believe
for
in
the
him
entirety of a season.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to prove it to me. So I'm gonna take that
The
they're not
hypo
going to
effect.
get the 10.
The hypo effect. Listen,
He was with Hypo when he was trash before too.
I think if they are going to get to the over here, they got to beat Alabama. I think Alabama is the team they're going to beat.
So if you think it's 9, who are the 3 you think they're losing to?
Georgia, Alabama, and then throw a rock at literally any other these other SEC teams. I'm telling you, they're going to blow one of them.
Yeah.
They're going to blow one of them. Maybe South Carolina.
I can see that.
Yeah, like there's going to be an inexplicable loss in here somewhere.
I think they beat South Carolina just off of strength of the embarrassment from last year. I think they'll be primed for that game, and it's at home in Tennessee too. They'll win that game in Neyland.
I think Missouri will be a scary game for them.
I agree.
I think that'll be a scary game. If their defense is anything like it was last year, that'll be a scary game for them. Missouri just don't have the offense to keep up, though.
And
So-
I can't take the over on that one. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can take the over on this one too either.
which means that
I think
Bet
I'm
the
going.
over.
I think they're at 9. I'm going 9. So that means is that under or is that what is that?
that's a push.
That's
but
a push.
That's
Yeah.
not an option though. If you were making the bet, they're going to say bet.
So I got
over or under.
to I got to say 8 games then.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to take an over or under, you have to say that they're going to get to 8. Which again, if I were betting this, I would take whichever one gives me the better odds and hope for the push because that's what I'm thinking. But honestly, I would just stay away from it completely because I'm just
Yeah.
I'm going to say under for the sake of the argument. I think it falls apart somewhere. A couple of defenses end up being really good, and Joe Milton turns back into a pumpkin. That's what I would be betting on. So I'm gonna say under.
Yeah.
What say you, Mike?
I'm gonna have to go under as well. I don't really think that they're going to only win 8 games, but just for the sake of this, I'll say under.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are going under, so I'm gonna go over.
Good logic.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's just I want to be on that 9. I think 9 wins is the season they're going to have.
Right.
But
I think
I agree.
So I'm leaning like, is it inexplicable loss, or is it
business and
surprising win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere on this schedule. So
yeah,
I can lean toward surprising win here. And I do think, again, if there was a year that you're going to get Saban at Alabama with 2 new coordinators, Kevin Steele versus Josh Heupel, and whoever they hired on offense, this might be it. This might be and their quarterback at flux. Now this will be mid-season ish, so maybe it's coming together there, or maybe they're making a quarterback switch. And they're just like,
they would have figured that out by now.
Yeah, Captain Notre Dame isn't working. Let's go back to, Jalen Milroe. Like, who knows what could be happening there? It could be chaos mid-season for Alabama. Guys, like, this could be a 3-loss Alabama team. I know we'll get to it when we do the SEC West, but I just think, man, it could go either way. But it could go either way.
I'm actually going to go over here.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to go over here.
You got it, see. You got it.
Let's go.
Who's next?
The last
in the East.
Georgia.
How many is this? 11.5. So are they going undefeated? Are they going to go undefeated?
That's the
question.
I don't think they go undefeated back-to-back years.
Who beats them?
Us. No, I'm just being a homer when I say that. But listen, look at how they start the season at home.
Tennessee.
This is the 63rd ranked schedule.
Tennessee Martin.
This is the 63rd ranked schedule. Their opponents were combined 80 and 70 last year.
Look at how they start the season. At home against UT Martin and Ball State, South Carolina, and UAB.
They set it at 11.5, so it's undefeated or not.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going under.
Yeah, I think they blow one here. Like, if you're asking me if I think they lose a game this season.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I'm looking at the schedule and I'm just like, you know what? Week 5, you got to come to the jungle, baby.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to be their first real test this season. South Carolina game 3 is rough, but it's a home game. Like, they're going to go on the road for the first time at Jordan-Hare.
Man, from the West this year, they get Ole Miss and they get Auburn. Yikes. Well, they said, I think this schedule rank is correct.
Yeah.
They said this is a 63rd ranked schedule. Boy, it looks like it. But again, to make sure that you got some stake in the game, they said it at perfect or nothing. Right. So I'm going to take the under here.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm just taking the under. I think they lose one game. Think about that Missouri game. What was it, 16-12 last year?
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be one that's going to be closer than it should be. But not having a seasoned quarterback is going to
that is why I feel good about us early in the season against them.
Right.
I don't whoever the court doesn't matter who they start at quarterback. This will be their first road game as a collegiate quarterback in one of the most hostile environments in college football.
Yeah, that's what I was joking. Like, listen, week 5 at Auburn looms large, and Captain never graduated is gone.
They will still have a good defense, right? And so I say this one about us. If you have a good defense, you can be in any game. I just believe our offense is going to be better by the time we see them. They will have gotten some things figured out, and that quarterback will be making their first trip on the road, and it's here. I don't know, cuz.
Are they going to pick the right guy?
I think I'm gonna take the under on this.
I'm taking the under.
I'm taking the under here.
Okay,
lose a game.
I'm gonna go with y'all.
Think of how big Georgia versus Tennessee is going to be for Georgia at the end of the season. What if Tennessee has the season again? They pull off those surprise
Maybe.
wins. That could be a monster game at the end of the season. That could be they could be playing for the East at the end of the season.
I think they are
there.
likely playing for the East at the end of the year. If Georgia
At
loses one
Tennessee,
early,
yeah,
Tennessee is going to lose one earlier than that. They're going to be playing for the East.
yeah, that could be a winner take all game right there. Last game of the season sets up for some drama. At least they got one tough game on the schedule.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like the under here. I said, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go undefeated because, like I said, this is the easiest schedule in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech's not going to be putting up a fight. They got Vandy at home. No, they're going to have to go to Vandy. So they're the only tough road game that they really have besides Auburn is going to be Tennessee. Florida is always going to be weird, but
yeah, no, I mean that's a neutral site game anyway, though.
Yeah, I don't see this game being. I just don't see Florida being ready for that.
No, they're gonna get.
And then they have every other relatively tough game, which I mean, this is a weak schedule, dog. This is a weak schedule.
Yeah, they lucky they don't have to play Georgia.
They're
like
on
we
the
do.
road at Auburn, Vandy.
Play yourself this week.
Florida.
I know.
They're at Tennessee and at Georgia Tech. Like they just there's Tennessee and Auburn are really their only tough games on this schedule.
Remember when Bama went through a period where it was like, dude, what are y'all doing with y'all schedule? This looks like where Georgia is right now.
So is Kirby Smart really the
their
one that's
non-conference
playing off
schedule
the SEC?
their non-conference schedule is atrocious. It's embarrassing, really, because that's really what it is. They're not really playing nobody non-conference.
I mean, listen, the last 2 years they beat teams who ended up at 9 or 10 wins after bowl season. It's not like they always did this. Like Alabama had the cakewalk for like 3 or 4 years in a row at one point with their non-con and with their away schedule that the SEC gave them. But I feel like I want to say Georgia's earned it. Like you should, if you're good enough, you should beat anybody. So you should never run from the smoke. But hey, if you got one, I mean, we got Cal this year. I don't feel like I ain't gonna talk trash about them. Cal is an awful program, and they were when we scheduled them. Hey, that's fine. They'll have to play if they're legit. The at Auburn and at Tennessee will be games they win. And honestly, even if we do sneak them, Kirby gonna be up for that Tennessee game. They ain't losing Tennessee, buddy. They're not losing Tennessee.
I only got them. I mean, I only have them losing just one game though. They could lose a second one. Who knows? But with the schedule they got, it's unlikely. Good convo. Definitely stay tuned as we talk about the SEC West. That should be pretty interesting and fun. We got a super chat here. Is it Saba?
Sounds good to me.
Saba. Hugh Freeze has said that AU is interested in anybody who fits the culture. His question is, what is Hugh Freeze's culture at AU? How is this culture defined to new and potential players?
That's a great question. I will be sure to ask him this at Media Days. I'm definitely going to. We're going to get multiple chances to ask him questions, and I will make sure I get this question answered for you.
Ooh, gentlemen. I forgot. I keep forgetting that Bobo is the OC this year.
Yep. The more I thought about it, not only the new coach, I was like, hey, man, that's Bobo over there now with a new quarterback.
Bobo.
Granted, whichever quarterback has been in college at least a year. So he's at least, you're looking at the best defense in the country.
But it's still Bobo, though.
Under.
It is Bobo.
Take the under.
It is Bobo.
We all took the under, right? We all took the under.
We did.
Yeah,
we did. Right. But I just feel really good about the under now.
Okay, all right.
I forgot he was the OC now. Oh man, I can't wait to hear Georgia fans be mad about Bobo throwing when he should have ran it.
The baseball game has been delayed for everybody watching.
Again?
Yeah, so stay with us until it's on.
We're not coming off, guys.
Yeah, that was a good dude voice there. I like that. I enjoyed that.
We do need to draw again because Derek was like,
but I think we got some more line of business. But yeah, we got the drawing here. Derek says, redraw.
Boom.
We draw, we shall.
Somebody got to win this.
Well, they winning. They just got to win.
Yes. I love that. I love that win. I love that for her.
Is she still around is the question.
She is. Leanne never leaves us ever.
No pressure.
Be here or the ad.
Anyway, what else did you want to talk about? See,
I don't have anything.
oh, I thought
I'm
you said
good.
there was some other
Yeah,
things.
we waiting on Leanne. Yeah, the baseball game has been delayed. Again, they're going for 10 straight. It's going to be exciting tonight, I think, to watch a little baseball. I don't know if it's a weather delay though. What's the weather up there like in Birmingham right now?
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
it's not raining here, but they're way further south of me. So
Leanne's here. She's here.
hey,
She says, "I'm heat."
I'm here. Hey.
So this is what we need you to do. My lady, I need you to email us business at the War Rapport. We need your physical address, and that mug will be coming to you. And you will have the opportunity to sip from the cup of greatness as the rest of the War Rapport family. Congrats. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hanging around too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ike, talk about these drops and what you need to do to be able to get access to them.
You got to become a member. Again, thank you so much to everybody who continues to join the War Rapport family. Thank you to everybody who continues to gift memberships. Frankie, I saw you drop the 5 additional memberships in there. Thank you so much for that gifted membership right there. If you want to follow suit with that, make sure that you hit us up right now in the live chat to do that. Outside of that, you guys need to do all the necessary of listenings, which is going and listening to us on the Auburn Express, some great pod only content. If you didn't win anything today, you can hit us up on the website, rapport.com. Go over there and grab yourself a little something when you click to to the store to be able to get yourself something. And that's it, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right, gentlemen. Good conversation. Good talk. Thank you guys for hanging with us. You already know what to do. Share this content on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Smash that like button. Don't be rude and disrespectful. Smash that like button when we ask you to. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, you can find us at The War Rapport. I mentioned Twitter and Facebook, but we're also on IG at The War Rapport, TW Rapport for TikTok. Zip now, guys, but we would definitely catch you for the morning drop on Friday. For those of you who are members, check the Watch the Film content that we're dropping tomorrow. And until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. And as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
There you go.